Mary, what's better is what works for you, my dear. Whatever you can see better. Hey, Leo, how you doing? Jerry, how are you? I don't know, Jerry. Maybe. I think I have some pictures of it. But you just explained it to me, so what do you need to see? You know what you're talking about. Okay, is everybody back? Thank you, buddy. Trying to help you guys. Yep. Hey, Zaim, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Hope your family's well. Sean, how are you, buddy? Gil, Rob, nice to see you, all of you guys. Hey, listen, I was going to mention to you, I got a call from the lady from the hotel today. Hey, Wayne, how you doing? And they got some other shit going on. You know, wintertime down here in Florida, people come down to get out of the snow and stuff. And the weather's been real bad, I guess, everywhere but here. And she told me that if I have more people coming, that the hotel's filling up. So if you think you're coming, I hate for you to have to stay somewhere else. We got a mall connected to the hotel, man. You don't have to leave. So if you think you're coming and you want to stay there, just call and make a reservation, man. I don't really care. I'll get Zen to throw the link up at the end of the session or say the number. But if you think you're coming, book a room, throw a credit card on it. If you change your mind, cancel it. I think it's 48 hours before, and they won't charge you anything, okay? But I don't want you to come and then feel like you have to stay a mile away or a couple blocks away. I want everyone to be in the same hotel. We can hang out. The mall's over there. You can walk to the food court. There's a couple nice restaurants. Okay? So if you're undecided, book it anyway. Okay, here's the number, 407-859-1500. Ready? One more time. Florida Hotel, area code 407-859-1500. Make a reservation under MMM4X. We negotiate a special rate, a couple of bucks off or whatever. They were very stingy over there, but we did the best we could. All right? Yeah, you know what? I don't know if we started this on the forum yet. It's not too late. Why don't we start a section, maybe I'll get Cannon to put it up, is maybe some roommates or room sharing. You know, I tried that in Dallas, and I was scared like maybe some normal person would room with like a mass murder or something. But you know what? Nobody died, so I guess it was pretty good. So yeah, if you guys, put on there, hey, I booked the room. It's $120 a night. If somebody wants to split $60 a night with me, if you don't snore, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. All right. So we'll get Kanan tonight to throw up a little heading. Rooms to share. You guys worked it out. I know Adam stayed with a nutcase from Australia, and they became good friends. And I know a bunch of people mixed it up, and it was really interesting for people. So anyway, that's always an option, man. I just want everybody to get down here as cheap as possible. And I say this, I'll say it again. If you get down here, you will have a seat. Okay? If we have to roll out like little, I don't know, napkins in the aisleway to sit on, you'll have a seat. We'll figure out a way to get everybody accommodated, all right? Okay? All right. Let's get rolling. Okay, so we were talking about applying to the charts after you go through and take your snapshots and make yourself some flashcards, some things to see, okay? All right. I think, oh man, that's going to be a nightmare. I got to minimize and close every one of these. I think if I just pop over, this should go away. I'm not going to do that now. My slide's behind there. There we go. Okay, so what's the litmus test? What is the things you need to look for that have to be there? Higher or lower than the blue box, 25 to 50 pips. That's an absolute must for a good, clean setup. All right? You know, I don't know the international dial line. Zen, if you can handle that for him to call. Okay. Was the move aggressive or fast? This comes from you sitting in front of it with no money and watching what they're doing. Did it all of a sudden hit the wall and stall out? Did it just stop? You're going to see these same patterns over in your snapshots, that the work that you do. You're going to see this stuff over and over. Did they come back to the level and not break it? Dealer sets the high, comes near the high, fails to break it, comes below, price will correct. Dealer sets the low, comes above the low, comes back near it, fails to break it, they'll rise. Was the spread widened at both of the legs of the M or W? Did the dealer open the spread and do the money grab above the high or below the low? What is he doing? He's picking up the stops, trailing, grabbing the pendings, any orders, any people that are trading above that have some pending orders there and go to bed, trading breakouts or what have you. That's what the dealer's doing. Okay? All right, so now, all right, here it is again. This was the one of my favorites. A hammer to the low outside, dealer taps it, money grab, money grab. Lost my pen, hold on. All right, money grab, one more time, and then he shifts out of there. That's the patterns you're looking for, okay? Okay, remember this chart from class. I say this every time. I said this in the last review. I said it in class. I told you it's going to come up again. This should be one of your flashcards, all right? Pay particular attention to the low or the high. Here it is, okay? Remember this? Look, this is, I've had this converted to oil on canvas, and this is like my Mona Lisa. This is in my hallway. I have a little LED light shining on it from the ceiling with an eyeball coming down, and it shines like when you walk down my hallway. This was like, you see paintings like this is what I have. These are my Mona Lisas, man. This is the exact perfect setup. I've showed you this chart 100 times, and those have only been with me 80 times, and you've seen it 80 times. Boom, boom, and boom. The dealer's trading off the low after 3 levels of drop. You know the price will rise. After 3 levels of drop over 2.5 days, the dealer must rise price to get his money back. Okay? So now, he did it again. This is in GBP CHF. Can't remember the date. Look at that. Look how many times. He hit it 3, and he came back one more time at the open. You are not to be fooled by this because here's your trap move to the low. Here's your aggressive drop. Here is level 3 behavior, back and forth. The dealer spikes low, your bias is long, and you're out, back to the mayonnaise. The next night, never trade back towards the peak formation coming out of level 1 consolidation. Suckers play. Here he is. He hits the low and a couple hammers. There's your entry. That's the safest trade you can take. Boom. That's the safety trade, right? Okay, again, look what the dealer did. I pulled it up on a 30-minute chart so you can see it because here's yesterday afternoon. The next night, he chopped around. He held level 3. He hit the low again, right to the blue tracer. And then the next night, he vectored right to the blue tracer. Beautiful, beautiful setups. Okay? Working the same level 3 times, inducing the traders to take it short, and then he punishes them for doing so. Variation on the theme, my friends. Isn't this the same thing? He hit the high in the afternoon, came near it in Asia, failed to break it, and then in the shadows, issued a Brinks trade short. Remember this chart. The dealer will do this over and over again. Vector 3 outside structure high. See it? 3 aggressive moves to the high. Trap all the traders long. Snatch the level away from those traders to end the day. Go back to the level, but don't release the money that was captured on the first run. Go back to the level, but don't release the money that was captured on the first and second run. This is, in fact, a Brinks trade coming off of a triple top high. It's beautiful. Stop hunt high drop in the Brinks shadow. Beautiful stuff. Okay? Take a snapshot of this. Go find it on your chart. It's GBP from a few months ago, November or something, not even a few months ago. I've had that chart, the black one, in my arsenal since I started teaching 2 years ago, and it has shown itself over and over and over again. And I think Nelson made a quote off of it that I said in class I thought was kind of funny. I don't know if he's here tonight, but I said, don't hit the high 3 times in front of me, I'll own you. That's what I'm telling you. If the dealer hits the high 3 times in front of you and comes in on the shadow, you own him. This trade will pay, period. Okay? I don't know if I can make it any clearer than that. Yep, for sure, Dave. All right, man. Okay, so let's talk about the timings. Actually, before we talk about the times, let's take a pop quiz. All right, let's do that. I like that better. See if you guys are still awake. I'm boring you. Pop quiz you up. Some of you fell off. I don't know what happened. Okay, so I call this my entry triggers quiz. All right. Here's what I want you to do. Write it down on a piece of paper. I'll go over them, and then we'll go back through them, and then you can post on the board or whatever. What is the main reason that this is a great trade? Just write it down. Question 1. What's the main reason this is a great trade? I'll give you 30 seconds to write it down. Okay. All right. Question 2. List at least 2 reasons why price reversed here. You can list 3 or 4, but at least 2 reasons why. Okay, question. I didn't mean top hunt. I meant stop hunt. Sorry. How would you know to wait for the extended stop hunt? What I mean by that question is, how would you know not to go long in here? How would you know to wait? What was the reason? Slow down. Okay. It's too small? Sorry. I got to dump my pen and be able to blow it up for you guys. All right. Okay, ready? Question 4. I know, but every time I open a new chart, I got to re-blow it up. Okay. What guarantees that the trade will pay out? What guarantees this trade is going to pay out? Okay. All right, and the last question. What is the purpose of that move right there? The one that's highlighted in white. Sean's on it. Okay. All right, let's go back over them. I'll try to blow them up, and I'll do the pen deal. Okay. Blow this up. No, that's too big. Let me see. Okay. Question was, why is this a guaranteed lock great trade? Why? Okay. Everyone knows, or should. You got your peak formation W, right? Low. You got 25, remember? 25, I'm sorry, 50 to 75 pips off of yesterday's low. I don't care if it's Friday, it's continuous. Okay? You have a nice W formation here, but your trap volume, this is your anchor point. This is your W. We expect this, this, and then this, right? So this is V1 coming off of the W. It's the anchor point of the trend. We expect stop hunt low, rise, right? So he throws the outside hammer, trades inside the range, right below the Asian low. He's going to rise price band. He has to. He's trading off 50 to 75 pips off yesterday's low, safety trade. You got your guaranteed anchor point, level 1. The problem with this trade is that it doesn't always present. Here's why. Because the dealer will straight rise sometimes coming off the trap. Right? The dealer will straight rise coming off the W. If he throws a stop hunt for you like he did here, it's a gift from God. Take it. Okay? If the dealer gives you a stop hunt low coming off the W, coming out of level 1, Kiss them, because you're going to make money. It's a guaranteed lock. The trap was made, the anchor point. The dealer comes back, hits the stops low, paints a sloppy W or half Batman, whatever you want to call it. He vectors 3 to the low. Half Batman, he doesn't make a W formation, but look at the W in TDI, in line with the previous W anchor point. So you got W, V. V1, if the dealer doesn't straight rise out of there and gives you a stop hunt low, you got him. Clean. Okay, understand? Okay. All right. Give me 2 reasons that this trade reversed. At least 2 reasons. All right, let me see if I can line this up. Simplest one, I talked about it a few minutes ago, right? Let me grab the pen. I'll try to make it yellow so you can see. Right here. Bam, that's the first reason right off the bat. I just talked about if the blue boxes are blown out, what do you expect? You expect if the ADR has been exceeded or a big move happens in Asia, you expect the dealer to pull back during London. Right? Maybe there was a news release. I think this is when the boilers blew up over there. I can't remember when I took the snapshot. But anyway, understand the ADR was exceeded in Asia. So now what do we expect? Hit the stops one more time, rise. Right? They always do the trap move end of session, beginning of session. So end of Asia, he spikes to the low again, hits the stops, induces more shorts, and then he snatches it up and takes it all back during London into the U.S. Okay? What's another reason why you knew this was going to reverse? Stop hunt into the new session, 3 vectors to the low. Guess what else too? You got monster divergence on here. Look at that and look at this. Okay? Understand? An overextended run in Asia. Price is still dropping. TDI is not falling for it. It's already heading back up, RSI, okay? And the TDI is very, very overextended to the downside. Yes, Leo, absolutely correct. All right? You got your 1, 2, 3 to the low. Holds the level for 45 minutes in the right appropriate time frame after an overextended Asian run. That's the answer to that one, okay? All right. What helps you wait for the extended stop hunt? Okay? This is smooth. You have no vectors in here. There's your aggressive vector right there. Number 1, that's a reason. Number 2, TDI is way overextended. There's your first shark fin right there, and it comes in on the spike. Okay? Understand? Price is just drifting down. They worked the 4-hour a little bit, but you got no signal on the TDI. There's no shark fin. They're flat. Then all of a sudden, the vector comes out, that aggressive candle, and makes the shark fin. Okay? If you're not using the TDI in this fashion, I know I didn't invent the TDI, but I'm telling you, and I don't mean any disrespect to Dean, I'm telling you how we need to use the TDI to pick up my stuff. That's it. Okay? The TDI is a fantastic indicator. My hat's off to Dean for coding it. Now, put that aside. Use the TDI the way I'm telling you to pick up our signals and nothing else. Period. And I don't mean any, it's not a slide or a knock on Dean. I'm telling you how this works with our method. Period. All right? Price is drifting, you got nothing. Now, the vector comes in. The vector usually breaks outside the volatility band. The aggressive, fast move by the dealer will break outside the volatility band. When you get the shark fin to the low, outside structure, the dealer trades off the low inside, you got him. He's going to rise. And then, man, if you don't come back in 3 bars and take it all back big, it's beautiful. Yes, and the pattern's 25 to 50 pips below. This comes into, and he's also working close to the blue tracer. Okay? But what gives it away is the shark fin. The shark fin means he vectored. He didn't drift. When he drifts, TDI drifts with him. When he vectors, TDI will form an aggressive break outside the band and issue the shark fin low. Blood in the water, you got him. And you notice the blood hits the water inside the consolidation accumulation zone. in here, right? Let me clean this off. Okay, look. Here's your blood in the water, and the blood in the water comes in right here. Let's see if I can get a vertical. All right, I don't know. Here, take a shot at it. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty straight for a blind guy. All right, look. See, the blood in the water comes inside the accumulation phase. All right, this is, in fact, the W. Okay? This hasn't even happened yet. It's February 18th. Look. Oh, my God, Steve's trading in the future. All right, what was the next one? Okay. This one I just talked about not too long ago, and then it came right up. What guarantees this trade's going to pay out? Nelson quoted me on it. Don't hit the high in front of me 3 times, I'll own you. All right? That's why. He works the high 3 times. He vectors right out, right? Beautiful move. He vectors right out straight up, comes back, works it, and then he hits it one more time and doesn't take it out. Gotcha, buddy. I own you. If you got in here, that's okay. When he makes the retracement, that validates. He closes on the hammer. That validates the trade. And look, he's working the blue tracer, man. Okay? And finally, Sean, what's the purpose of that move? Pick up the pending orders from the breakout traders and punish them. Grab the long breakouts, right? Grab the long breakouts, drop the crap out of the market, stop them out, get them to get their break plus a close and get in, and then snatch it back away the other way. Jam those guys up. Okay? That's the purpose of that move. That's why I don't want you to be confused that this is the stop hunt. This is only a 10 or 15 pip move, and it's not that pretty. Yes, this was the high of the session. Yes, Jose. This was the high of the session, but I want you to get the vector moves that are aggressive, that form out the W's and the bigger moves. These little spikes right here are to pick up the pendings and snag the breakout traders and ruin their day. Whipsaw them, okay? That's what that's for. Okay. All right, if you got 100, congratulations. If you got a 90, congratulations. If you did any less than that, I don't want to know about it. You better go back and make some flashcards, all right? Okay. A couple more slides, and then I'm going to relinquish control here. All right, come on back. Here we go. All right, so let's talk about the timings a little bit on the Brinks trade. This seemed to come up a lot. I don't understand why, but here we go. Okay, everybody still good? Hear me? See my screen? Back to the blue slides. Okay, thank you. Subio, yes. Actually, one guy beat you, buddy. Casey beat you. Getting slow over there, buddy. I know it's late. You must be tired. All right, man. Okay, look. The timings. If the pattern's the most important part of the system, the second most important element is the timings. And the levels are a distant third. Stop driving yourself crazy with those damn levels. It will come in time. If you do the high-low drill and can start identifying where the dealers are making highs and lows, you'll start to notice, man, look at that. Price dropped over 3 days. Maybe not 3 levels, but it moved ADR times 3 over 3 days. I'm probably at level 3. That's what I want you to start softening up and opening your mind to the possibility of the timings, the days. Spread it out over 3 days. The M or W was formed on Wednesday. Price will rise Thursday and Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to end the week. A unidirectional swing to end the week. Okay? This is the stuff that you have to start looking at. Forget about the levels that are driving you crazy. Steve, I don't see any levels. You're crazy. You made that shit up. I know you did. All right? Forget about all that. Okay? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to work on the pattern and the timings, but I want you to try to identify at least the anchor points in the chart and understand that if this comes in on Tuesday, that you're probably going to get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then release, reverse, and end the week. So if you can see the anchor point, your bias is only one way for the rest of the week. And then Friday, going into the U.S. session, you've got to look for them to top out, trap, and pull back to end the week. If this comes in on Thursday, and you can expect Thursday and Friday to rise, and they'll close near the high on Friday. They'll gap down and rise for Sunday and Monday. It's a 2 to 3 day cycle up to 5 days. Why up to 5 days? because they can hold a level and chop during the 3-day cycle for a day or two to work the crosses to handle the other majors. And those pairs won't move, okay? I promise you, you guys that are like, what the hell is this guy talking about? It takes time, man. It's coming, all right? You cannot expect to get this in one class and one review session. It takes time. You got to roll up your sleeves and do the work. You got to do the drills. Here, you go study to become a doctor. What do? They let you work on cadavers, real humans. You cut them open. You look inside at the organs. If you haven't cut the candles open, if you haven't dissected the candles and the price action and how the dealer handles the high and low, don't write back to me and tell me I'm crazy and the shit doesn't work. That's not fair to me. If you put the time and energy in and don't get it, I will personally work with you. I've done it with anyone that's asked me that send the homework. Listen, we live in an electronic era today. I can put your name into my email database, and I can tell you how many times you spoke to me and written to me. I can tell how many times you've logged into the forum, how many things you've looked at. It's crazy, but we're in an electronic era. So I know who's doing the work. Okay? If you are serious about being different in 2012, I promise you, you do exactly will change. Okay? I promise you that. All right, so let's talk about these last couple of trades, and I'm going to wrap it up. I went really long. I don't know, I got a big mouth or something. Okay, the rules for the Brinks trade. I like to see no news releases on the schedule, particularly red. If you got a yellow caution news, that's okay. Red messes up the setups. You'll see that it does trade properly through the news, but I don't want you doing that right now. I want you to master the method first, okay? Make sure that you're under normal trading conditions. I can't tell you how many people traded like Christmas Day, and they go, Steve, what the hell? It doesn't work. I told you that it doesn't work. Take a break. These guys are on break. Okay? Steve, I don't understand. I haven't seen a pattern in 3 days. Well, you wrote me on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. No one's trading, man. There's no volume. There's nothing going on. It's choppy. That's why things haven't seen normal right now. Okay, starting next week, we're going to be, I don't know, what the hell's the date, 8th, 9th? They should start trickling back in and showing some normal stuff, okay? Thomas, you're good. It's going to be recorded, all right? So trading is under normal conditions. There's no red news on the schedule. You have identified third level, or another Brinks setup is right out of the London session with a clean move with vectors and acceleration, okay? Comes right out of London, right out of the blue box, 25 to 50 pips, 3 vectors low, 3 vectors high. The 345 or 945 candle is a railroad track, spike, hammer, doji coming in at the session changeover. That candle happens to set the high or low of the day as leg 1. As a safe trade, I'll explain that in a second, or leg 2. Okay? Leg 2 of an M formation comes in at the Brinks time at 345. Right in the session changeover, bam, you got him. Why? The dealer comes in, grab a ballpoint. The dealer comes in at 2 o'clock, pulls back, works it. At 3:30, goes right back up. You got him. That's second leg entry, Brinks trade, gold. If the dealer comes in at 3:45 on the first leg, but you got a bigger structure going on over here, and you know that this is the right direction, that's a very good and acceptable trade. Take it. Trade on. Okay? That's the rules for the Brinks trade. Now, the other way around, dealer comes in at 8 o'clock, makes the low, pulls back, goes into sideways consolidation, 9:30, hits the low, 9:45, pulls away from the low, back into the range you own them. Got it. Always, always, always Eastern time, John. Anytime I tell you is New York. Everything I have is New York. Okay? So if you're around the world, +5, -5, +7, -7, I could drive myself crazy trying to convert it for you guys, so New York time if that's okay. All right? New York time, New York time, New York time. Okay. All right, now, here's what you got. You got a nice 3 levels of drop. You got a beautiful vector to the low. At 9:45, the dealer issues it. Boom, you own them. That's what I'm talking about. That's the set. First leg, The dealer taps it again at 9:45, breaks the low, closes above as a hammer. That's a beautiful W where the dealer extended the low, closed back above the low. You got him. That's the next move by the dealer. How do I know? What's the combinations? He's made a nice drop overnight, 3 levels. I've identified that. He vectors going right into the U.S. session, and at the changeover at 9:30, 9:45, he issues a hammer right past the low but closes aggressively above it in a green bar. I own him, and you own him too. Okay? Here you go. Don't hit the high 3 times in front of me, baby. All right? Railroad tracks right out of the box. Beautiful. Don't fall for this breakout grab right here. Okay? Railroad tracks, 345, you own them. Brinks. Okay? So the timing's on the blue box. Ray is working on the indicator. The blue box needs to stop at 1 or 2 a.m. New York time on your platform. An hour either way doesn't matter. Okay? All right, now, the optimal time for the Brinks trade, 3:30, 3:45. Can it be 4 o'clock? Yes. That's why the shadow box is extended by 4 bars. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to look for setups, 16 bars coming out of the blue box. I don't mean 16 bars up or down. I mean 16 bars from the edge of the box into mid-session. That's mid-session. That's 4 hours. If the dealer doesn't offer you something in 4 hours, wrap it up for tonight, for that session. Okay? The trade setups need to present first part of the session to mid-session. Yes, Chad. Okay? The candle's got to be a railroad track, hammer, spike, or doji, or some type of money grab candle. It's got to be. And obviously, the more distinct that candle is, the more accurate the trade will be. And if that Brinks comes in as a second leg, you own it. If it comes in a third leg, my God, back up the truck. Okay, if he hits that high 3 times and Brinks it like that picture I showed you, just put the lots on and close your eyes and go to bed. You'll wake up with a ton of cash in your account, I promise. Okay? If the dealer builds an outside structure high, late U.S., he hits it again in Asia and has a near miss, and he throws the shadow hammer in that box, put on 100 lots and go to bed. All right? That's how certain I am it's going to pay out. How to get a sip of Diet Coke, man. All right. Okay. So here we go. There's your vector setup. If the trade doesn't produce within 16 bars or you don't see a setup, you got your setup early here. This is it. It's the end of your day. I don't mean if you got something here and it's producing that you scratch it. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you you need to see a setup within 16 bars outside the blue box. That's it. Okay? Sure, Dave. No worries. Dave asked if I'll cover your losses if they hit it 3 times and you get stopped out. All right, man. Timing's in the red box. Trade 16 bars from the first edge of the red box, where the red box starts to paint. Again, the optimal time for the Brinks trade is 9:30, 9:45. Why? It's into the new session. Think about this for a minute. How many times you grab something at 8, 8:30, and then an hour later it comes back to the same level and maybe snags your stops, or you have to sit through some pain? Because he's changing the session, the new dealer goes back to the stops. False move session beginning. He wants to induce people to continue short or continue long. When they pile on, he snatches it away from them. That's why if you think, oh, I got the first leg, then you have to sit through the pain. You got to sit through the 25 pips up, all the way back down to +5, -5, and then it finally takes off. If you learn to grab the second leg, you won't sit through any pain. If you do the high-low drill and learn to grab the second leg, you won't have any drawdown in your account. It will give you the confidence to trade more lots because you're not going to have to suffer through that stuff. Okay? This is things that I can't help you with. These are things that you got to work on your mental game. To me, I always, and look, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but here's my opinion for what it's worth, right? That and 2 cents will get you a cup of coffee. Not even anymore, right? Coffee's like that, and $10 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks. All right, look. I always thought that the mental bullshit, like, oh, psych you out, ooh, listen to a CD, I always thought that was BS, man, in the business. Here's why. Like, oh, you can journal, write a blog, write stories, write short essays, I don't know, write a haiku to your wife right before you take it. I thought that was garbage in the business. I never believed in it. Even when I was struggling, I never believed in it. I'll tell you why. Me writing a poem to Heidi right before I take a long is not going to make me a better trader. What's going to make me a better trader is preparedness, preparation, drills, dissecting the price like doctors dissect the body, studying the law like lawyers prep for a case. That's what makes you a better trader. Not, oh, take a couple trades and lose money, go, Steve, don't know what he's talking about. He's full of shit. This guy's no good. I don't know why I wasted my money. That's not going to make you a better person or a better trader. What I'm telling you that is if you seriously roll up your sleeves and identify these patterns and do the high-low drill and start to see this stuff in real time, you're going to be the man around your house because you will pick these highs and lows off. This is all the dealer has. He works the high and works the low every day. That's it. That's all he's got. Once in a while, he'll trick you and throw a straightaway when nobody's looking. But we know how to pick that off. So blogging and going to get hypnotized and all that, it's not going to make you a better trader. Preparedness, doing the drills, and dissecting the price action will make you better. And then you won't have to write a story about how when you took a long in euro, the grass was green, but a cloud was half covering the sun, so the daisy wilted or something. You don't need that shit. You need to do the work and be prepared for whatever the dealer throws at you. And I told you he's only got 2 or 3 things he could throw at you. Work the high, work the low, straight rise, straight drop. That's it. I know, Lou, what the hell am I talking about? I'm going on a tirade about stuff that, remember I said spinning your wheels wasted energy? Wasted energy is blogging about why you took the euro today and it didn't pay out. That's a waste of energy. Going back and dissecting the candles one at a time and seeing why you thought you had the low but the dealer hit it again because maybe the shark fin wasn't present. Maybe the tracer was in the picture and you didn't wait for it to hit. Those are the things that will make you better. Not blogging that the sun was shining and there was a few dewdrops on the windshield of your car when you looked out the window. That's not going to make you better. Okay? All right. That's my piece. Okay. It's always better, this is what I was talking about, they hit the stops again. It's always better to trade into the new session. If you see something set up around 9:15, wait 15 more minutes, man, because the dealer's liable to come back and hit it again. Okay? The dealer will probably hit the stops one more time, and you got to sit through this as drawdown in your account, and it's annoying. It is discipline, Terry, but I don't know how to teach that. I can't teach people discipline. Lou, I can't teach that. I can only show you wait for the M's and W's second leg to set up. That's all I can do. I can't make you sit on your hands when it's setting up. You're so afraid of missing it that you throw yourself in too early, and then you sit through a bunch of crap on the chart. And you're never going to build the confidence to take the higher contracts until you can wait for the second leg. Okay? That's why I always say, what's your signature trade? Okay? Your signature trade is going to be one particular setup that you see like nothing else, clean and clear, and it's the trade that you take every time it presents. You've done the homework on it. You've done the work on it. You know, man, when that guy issues a 22, repeats the level for the double stop hunt on the right side, I got to take that because it pays out at least 75 pips every time I've seen it present. That's the kind of confidence you got to have by dissecting the price action, okay? All right, we're getting close to the end, man. Levels, a little quick review about the levels. I told you that they're not the end-all, be-all, that they are a deeper understanding. It takes time. So let me say this. Levels are absolutely the least important segment of my system or method. What's the point of knowing them? That the mastery of these will filter out some bad trades. But you know what? A stop loss filters out some bad trades too, doesn't it? A tight stop loss will filter out some bad trades just like the levels will. It takes time and practice to start to see them. So I gave you your plan of attack. Put this stuff in the back burner and just kind of start to notice it as you're trading. The dealer presents a clean pattern. You take it, and then you go, you know what? That was a level 3 trade. Wow, I see that now. That's why that trade worked out so good. It will come. It takes time. Okay? All right. Here's what the levels represent. They are a guide of what may happen next. There's no guarantee that because you think you see 3 levels that price will reverse. The levels can tell you what trade you should be expecting. You know what? Price has been going up for 3 days. The last day looks very aggressive, like a 33. And then in the very last leg is a 333. Look at that last leg spike straight to the high in 3 aggressive moves. Man, that looks like level 3. Steve talked about this crap. Curtis, I've seen it 100 times. It looks like what he was talking about. Now, do you just take that? No. The trap move must present itself at each level to confirm your entry. I'm in level 2. I expect stop hunt, low rise, or straight rise coming out of that level 1 consolidation, right? Okay, well, if the dealer issues many pairs on the board, man, that do exactly what we're talking about. If you're in level 3 and a signal setup presents, you can trade with confidence. That's what the levels do for you. Because now you've seen level 3 rise. Everyone in the retail world thinks the trend is up. You even sometimes go, man, the trend is up. I shouldn't go against the trend. You even question yourself, right? Well, you know what? I've realized that I'm in level 3. Everyone in the retail market thinks that price is rising, the trend is up. Well, I know better. Steve taught me that when everyone gets all happy and that the trend is going a certain way, that usually the dealer corrects against those people. So now I see like 3 days of rise. I see some aggressive moves coming into the U.S. session. I bet the dealer's going to reverse here and correct back into the range and snag everybody long. That's what the levels can do for you. Okay? You're going to start to see them. Understand, again, that in order to keep people in the business trading, that they have to be right sometimes. Think about before you landed over here with me. You were right sometimes, weren't you? I was. Before I was trained with this gentleman, I was right once in a while. I remember I called it moments of brilliance, where I took a $5,000 account and got it up to 15, 18 grand and thought I was the man. And then the next day I gave back 17.5 of it. You have to be right once in a while as a retail trader to stay in the game. So the dealer will pay you in the middle of the cycle on day 2. Day 2 fires the signals. The averages will cross. It lines up the stuff to make people stay in the game. And it is a game, man. Don't think for a second it's not a game. It's a big joke to these guys. They go, oh, okay, we'll cross over the averages. We'll cross MACD. Everyone will pile on. They'll make a few bucks, and then Tuesday we'll take it all back. What I want you to do is try to identify level 3, choppy, erratic behavior, head and shoulders, spikes to the high, spikes to the low, and then retrofit the chart by simply looking back 3 to 5 days prior. You know, all this stuff like these books like, oh, support and resistance from February 1907, and you don't have to look at that stuff, man. You can walk up to a chart, scroll it back 3 to 5 days, and know where you are in the dealer cycle and know what the next move is. Why? You know what? I see 3 spikes to the high since Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's been rising. I'm looking for second leg M formation, and then I'm looking for a unidirectional swing for the rest of the week till around Friday morning where the dealer should pull back and end the day and trap the lower levels. That's what you have to be saying to yourself when you look at a chart. You don't have to go, that's support from March of 1927, and I believe that price will hit here and pull back. If that shit worked, we wouldn't be having this class right now, and we wouldn't be working together as a family if that support and resistance stuff worked. Okay? You simply need to retrofit the chart 3 to 5 days to the left and try to identify where you are in the cycle. If you can't see it, jump to a higher time frame. You can use a 1 hour. It works best. Saeem figured this out for us and made me adhere to this 1 hour chart, but I can tell you that I know Nelson likes the 4 hour. Some other guys using different charts. I'm okay with that. All right? Understand that the head and shoulder presents a lot of the times in level 3, and that gives you a clue that you're in that level. Because think about how the head and shoulders is formed. I've always talked about this, is that the dealer pushes up, pulls back, hits the stops high, pulls back, and I'm not flipping you guys off, and then hits it again. That's what it looks like, right? And then corrects out. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay, remember, make an amputee out of the guy. There's trade your M formation off the high. That's it. Okay? All right, good stuff, good stuff. All right. Here's what the levels are not. Okay? They are not a sole reason to enter a trade. We know that. They are not a signal of any type. The level is not a signal. The level gives you an idea of what may be warranted. Okay? The levels are not, Lou, a setup. You don't go, oh shit, that's level 3, just take a trade because eventually it's going to reverse. That's not how you do it. Okay? And this was not the bird trade, by the way. That's a good one. All right, okay? This is what they are not. A signal must present. Okay, you got 3 levels of rise. Man, that was bad. My elbow bumped the side of my desk and then I went straight up. Look, this is what I'm trying to convey. 1, 2, 3. Here you are in the cycle. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I expect a vector to the high, pull back, maybe a half a Batman, comes out in London, hits it again. I know that he's going to reverse. Because you might see double railroad tracks up and down, and what he's doing is he's picking up the breakout traders and making people think the continuation is warranted. The dealer is out of cash. He's got to correct to get paid back. Remember that. Okay? Illustration, market maker reversal on day 1. Comes as a surprise. Here's your 3 levels. 1, 2. In here you got 1, 2, 3 intraday. This lets you know the dealer issues the W. All right, there's 3 levels of drop. But he kept going? Yes. But I'm seeing 3 levels of drop. We're getting into the U.S. session. Man, if he paints a W, I own this guy. Now look at this. There's your upside down inverted bird trade. There's your head and shoulders inverted as the setup. See it? This is RSI. I used to use RSI before Dean's TDI. No big deal. It's the same underlying indicator. Don't you see that? There's your head and shoulders in the indicator. Past the 30 support. 3 levels of drop. What do I expect? Will the dealer continue down? No. I expect him to reverse and issue the hammer and rise back to the water mayonnaise mark. Gotcha. Next night, I come out, right? Here's my Mona Lisa, guys. I come out. What do I expect? Look, the dealer hits railroad tracks high, railroad tracks low. I never trade back towards the peak formation coming out of level 1 consolidation, Lou. Never. Okay? I take the railroad tracks to the high, held by mayonnaise, M formation in the RSI. Bam, I got him short. Okay? The news comes out in the afternoon. The dealer gives me the outside vector structure to the low. Look at that, beautiful in the afternoon. He trades off of that level. He trades off of that level for 2 more hits. He hits it in Asia, and he hits it at the London Open. The only move from here. By the way, he grabs the breakout traders and humiliates them, and then he rises right back. That's it. That's my Mona Lisa. Okay? This right here, the 3 levels of drop, crystal clear. He comes out vector high. Let me clean this. He gives me 3 vectors to the high, ends on a spike. This would be considered a half a Batman, absolutely a valid trade. He gives me 3 levels of drop in here. When I show up to my terminal in here, I don't expect it to continue to drop like the rest of the retail world because they saw a crossover. I know that he's coming to the end of the day. He's made 3 levels in my face. He's got to reverse. He goes into consolidation, chop, 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 chop. I don't fall for the break to the low. I know that if he pins the mayonnaise high with railroad tracks, I got him again. Okay, he finishes the day in straight drop. Now I know that, man, he's dropped very nice and clean. He actually did ADR times 3. He's overextended his welcome today with the money. He's made a nice run. Maybe the ADR is 100, but he did 150 2 days back to back. That's ADR times 3 where I come from. The dealer's got to correct. He's got to rise in this example and get his money back. When he stops dead like a brick wall at the low, it's reversal time. Back into the range to collect the cash. Okay? All right. ADR. Use the ADR to help gauge the reversal. Divide ADR by 3 to identify the intraday levels and reversal zone. Okay, if you got 100 ADR, divided by 3 is about 33 pips a level. Is it going to be exactly like that? No. Okay? Take the high and low of the day, add or subtract ADR, predict the next trading zone. That's it. Where he's going to come in, where it's going to go. This is how you project your swing trades. If I caught the W formation, I've said this before, if I caught the W formation and I want to hold it as a swing and I know it's a 2 to 3 day rise, I take ADR times 3 and I project it off of the peak formation low from here and I calculate 100, 200, 300. I expect him to come in as an M. If he behaves this way for 2 nights in a row, then this will be warranted. It will work. I look for my exit in here, second leg. If he comes out and he starts to work back towards the low, take your money. Take your money off. Okay, everyone says it seems so simple and clear when I explain it. Of course it does, because I'm showing you the stuff that's nice and easy for you to see and clean. How are you going to become proficient at it? Here's how. Do I have to say it? Homework, high-low drill, flashcards. That's it. Take pictures of all these patterns, dissect the price action like a doctor dissects the cadaver, and in time you will start to see this stuff. It depends on how sharp you are. You could go home and do all this stuff and be rolling in a week. It could take you 2 weeks. Okay? Now, here's what I'm talking about. Here's ADR, and this pair happens to be 100. The dealer sets the high. Now, what do I expect? He shifts the zone. I expect him to hit the stops, drop, right? Hit the stops, drop, level 3. My projection is that he's going to go right past the mayonnaise to the ADR. He's going to make his W formation. He's going to rise back into the range and end the day. This is the kind of stuff that you need to start doing with yourself. Take a couple of charts and squinch down the candles in real-time price action and start drawing these white lines on there and predicting where the dealer's going to go. This is going to sharpen your skills, part of the high-low drill. Understanding the full run. You have to understand 2 things on the full run, the price action and the time horizon. You guys don't understand the time horizon because you have ants in your pants and you want it to pay out right now. The time horizon is that it takes 6 to 8 hours for the session to develop. It takes 6 to 8 hours for the entire run to produce. It takes 2 sessions after the stop hunt high to get the full run in for the day to end back into consolidation at noon. So if a pattern presents at 2 a.m., you get peak formation high, double top M, and it drops, EOD, end of day, is going to come in consolidation at noon or 1 o'clock the next day. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Karen, if you got one 19-inch screen, look at around 6 to 8 pairs. Set up a matrix of 4 across the top, 4 across the bottom, and keep a look at it. And then just blow them up occasionally, see how they're doing, what's going on, okay? All right, do you understand? Learn to predict the dealer's next move through the drills and through your actions. That's the only way you're going to become very proficient and be able to nail the kind of money that the top students are nailing. Okay? All right, let's see. So here we go. Okay, if the ADR is in range, what do I mean? If you got the blue box right here and you got your ADR high and price is coming out and the mayonnaise is crossed over like that and you happen to have the 4 hour coming in like this, man, it's going to go here and work this area. That's what they do. So if you see that stuff, don't let it come out and take a short right here and go, I don't understand, Steve. I don't understand why it kept going up. It went up because they got to work those areas that the retail traders fall for, okay? The ADR lines they are liquid, they move. They take the ADR range and divide it by 2 and place it they straddle the Asian box. And then they adjust depending on how the high or low is formed, and then they'll come in. Okay? They're more of a target for the high side or low side, but if it comes up near and just misses and stays light orange tracer, doesn't turn red, it's close enough, man, that it's gonna paint in there, okay? Listen, I can't teach you this. All right, maybe we should get some guy to hypnotize all of us or something. Come into one of the classes and, like, I don't know, what do they wave, like watches or something in front of us? Teach you patience. Dave, you can do it? Okay, man. All right. So now, I've reviewed everything, how it sets up. I hope that you've taken the quiz. You've seen some things. Okay, maybe I gave you some ideas how to practice before the class to improve your skills this year. Roll up your sleeves and do some dissection. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with these last couple of things. What are the safest, highest probability setups that we can trade? The kind of trades that once you identify, you can confidently put on multiple contracts, whatever that number is for you. What are those trades? Okay? I know I went another hour. I know it's 10 already, but hang in there. Coke, you got to go to the bathroom? All right, look. Any structure that presents two legs, M or W, where that structure forms out the HOD or LOD. All right, is that crystal clear? Any structure, outside structure to the high, comes back, makes the second leg. This is the high of the day. It could also be the high of the week, or the low of the week, okay? Any structure, M or W, where the structure forms out the high or low of the day, period. Okay? Any 22 trade where the second leg forms out the current day's high or low. Okay? 2 more hours of Subi, I'll be over for breakfast with you, buddy. I bet in France they got some good stuff over there. We could have like some scones and a cup of, I don't know, what do they serve over there? Kim, what is a 22? It's one more than a 21. French toast, yeah, duh. Kim, have you watched the recordings? Croissant, I bet they're fantastic over there. Okay. Scones are Scottish, sorry. Croissants are French. Sorry, Gloria. Champagne. Yes, all right. Fried frog legs. I think that comes from right around where my wife grew up. She's not in here. I'd be getting beat right now. All right, man. Okay, get back to business here. I'm getting loopy. Having a good time with you guys. All right. The 22 trade is where you get a second leg on a second leg. The dealer hits the low on Friday, and he comes back and issues another W at the same level on Monday. Okay? The second leg of the second leg, that's a 22. So now, what's more solid is where he vectors, comes right out of the blue box, and the second leg, this part, the 22 part, the second part, not this part, is where this structure forms out the high or low of the day. In this example, the low. Okay? Now, the last and final safest trade you can take. Any stop hunt that presents in line with yesterday's trap move, peak formation high or low. Remember I showed you on one of the quiz questions, why was this a good trade? Because it's the stop, the dealer issued you the stop hunt in line with yesterday's peak formation low or anchor point for the trend cycle. Okay, it could be this way as well. Okay, because why did I tell you? Most of the time the dealer will straight rise or straight drop to get the hell out of the area. Remember, he's got to get the hell out of there to tear up the money, to bag it. So if he is kind enough to issue you an M formation or a W formation on the second day of the cycle on A1 or V1, man, that's beautiful. That will pay out, okay? All right. I think that's everything I got for you guys tonight. All right, let's take a 5-minute break. Let's take 5. And I think I want to hear from Kim and Ray, and then we'll let Carr go over the homework, and then we'll let Zen review you guys on the U.S. session trades, Those of you that want to stay for that, great. That if you're not trading the U.S. session, get some sleep. If you are, then you need to be here for this, okay? So let's do a fiver. It is, I don't know, what is it, 20 after? 10 after, all right? 10 after, let's just do a 5-minute, man. I'll see you at 15 after. Grab a drink, hit the bathroom, and get back.